welcome. For those of you who are new, my name is Paige, and I am going to be reading into the current energy and receiving some messages for us all at this time. And it's been a wild, wacky time. Wild, wacky week or more, year. And the end of 2025 does not surprise. There's definitely a lot of new energy coming in. And what it's doing, it's disrupting some old energies, old thought forms, old beliefs, old patterns, habits, ways of being, mostly perception. But now that Neptune has just moved direct today at the last degrees of Pisces, this is extremely spiritual, but it can also seem a little wacky, a little crazy, and I hope to be able to answer some of your burning questions within as to why is this happening or what is going on, and or maybe you understand and we can just connect and share what our experiences are. So we're just going to give it a few minutes for people to come into the chat. I know this was sort of last minute, but I really felt the calling to come on. I felt the need for support and guidance and light to be shared, to remember the light that we carry within us, to remember the power within resides in the heart, resides in love. And many people are being shown where they have fallen away from love, or especially of self, but we're also being shown specific wounds and patterns that have been lying in different layers within us through the mirrors of life itself. And it can be a little confusing for some. It can even, I'm getting a spectrum right now. And sorry. Hi, Dustin. Good timing. I had to kind of be my own moderator for a bit. Thank you for being here. So yeah, I just really felt a strong calling to come on. I felt a lot of messages channeling through me. I felt the spectrum. Thank you. Thank you. I felt a spectrum of energies, which is very common for me, as I do often read into collective energy and find myself really deeply pulled into different energetics, even when I'm just minding my own business. So it's been a wild ride for me because, and I will say this week, especially yesterday and today pretty heavily, seems almost like we're either not fully connected to reality, or it feels a little daydreamy, or it's important to keep your feet on the ground. And because if not, we can kind of float off into different spaces within the mind, within our energy body. Hi, Amy. Hello. How are you guys doing? How's everybody doing out there? You want to share anything? We've definitely had some pretty big tests come across our path in the last week or more, and it's just getting a little stronger and stronger. And when I say tests, I really just mean like something will come to the forefront of our reality, a person, a situation, a scenario, that activates or triggers some deep emotions and thoughts and beliefs going on probably simultaneously within the mind and the body and the energy body. And it can be quite exhausting if it's happening a lot. So I do want to help those who are going through this, who are just really frustrated right now. Yes, Neptune moved direct. Haven't felt anything yet. No, me either. Just, I just feel pulled into all of these different, it's like, it's hard to explain, but I do tend to go into almost like a remote viewing, but it's like a sensing, a hearing, a seeing while I'm awake, while I'm actually driving or doing mundane things, and I'll get pulled into different spaces and realms and places. And with Neptune direct, that kind of kicked in pretty heavily for me. So, hi, Jess. Nice to see you. Nice to see you all. So yeah, I was getting a spectrum right now currently, and it goes all the way from some people are experiencing extreme rock bottom, cannot keep going the way they've been going. It's almost detrimental, or it appears that way. And this would be a group who has really resisted change, resisted looking within, resisted seeing the shadow, acknowledging their own stuff and shadow. So that's on one side of the spectrum. And the energies are so intense and so designed so perfectly well, because we each and every one of us has already designed our experience here. Our higher self is in charge and is overseeing everything. So when our ego mind and our patterns and our trauma and our wounds get in the way of our heart and connecting to love and to source, to God, to the universe, we go through so much turmoil that eventually you hit rock bottom. And that's the best place to be, because the only place to go from that point on is back up. It is dismantling the facade. It's dismantling everything that they have ever known, and it's admitting to themselves that they cannot no longer continue to go in the direction or the way, or continue with patterns the way that they have. So that's on one side of the spectrum. Hi, Lisa. Amy, I've been getting signs all over the place. Transformation and completion of a cycle. Yeah. Oh, we're definitely in the completion of a cycle, like full gear. Dustin says, personally, I feel like in between energy, like threshold. Threshold's another good word. I've been hearing a lot of that. Not in put out, but in between, very dreamy, not solid. That's my feelings for the current energy about 3 days ago till now. That's about, yeah, I could say I've been more in this like, I'm enjoying it though. I'm not really fighting it. It's more just like this, I almost feel like I'm high, but I'm not. And it's just sort of this little sleepy, dreamy Neptune. And so I'm getting pulled into a lot of different messages. And so here I am to deliver them to whomever needs to hear them, because they're not all my messages. I've definitely received my own messages as well. So the other side of the spectrum is complete and utter connection to unconditional love, and really breaking through the glass ceiling, so to speak, and seeing the truth, and giving to themselves forgiveness and unconditional love where they may have not been doing so, or recognizing that they have not been doing so. And then in that spectrum, there also is, and I'm kind of in that spectrum. I vacillate between getting into that really high space to also having the cosmic mirror come and show me. And you never expect it. It just comes out of nowhere, but it usually will come through a person or people or events. But it doesn't have to. Sometimes it can just be an erupting flood of emotion and memories that you cannot suppress anymore. But I've been shown some wounds, it's not necessarily wounds, but they're feelings that I no longer need to carry with me. They've kept me small. They've kept me like dimmed down, kept my fire at like a pilot light. And so it's coming through strong through all different avenues, and I see it. And I said to Dustin yesterday, as we were talking, I see it, and I recognize, of course, I initially had the feeling, the sensation, but I knew. And I had to laugh at how ridiculous it was actually coming across. And I just started to like, bravo. I give out Academy Awards to every single soul that has agreed to play this part in this lifetime to be a source of awakening me or helping me uncover and release some old stuff, old feelings, old beliefs about myself, insecurities, all of these things, childhood wounds, because this is the energy that we're in. It's if we surrender to it and you're like, I surrender, I'm not actually going to give this my power at all. Thank you. Thank you for helping me cleanse and clear and heal and remove this from my field. And we have many layers of our field. I'm sorry, there's a lot of comments right now. I will go back through. We have many layers of our field. A lot of times we're awakened, right? But it's a partial awakening. All of us we think it's the whole thing. It's not. It's the partial awakening, and we get attached to certain teachings or certain healing modalities and whatnot. And a lot of us will start with the mind, and it's not to say any of them are good or bad. This is great. Yes, we have to work with what's going on in the mind. How am I thinking? How am I perceiving? Also, emotions and emotional regulation, and how much emotion has been suppressed. Why has it been suppressed? All of those things. So the mind, the emotional body, the physical body, that's the hardest, because the physical body usually is one of the last ones to release the trauma and the tension and the wounds and the energy. So the physical body, people do Tai Chi and yoga and things to really, and they'll have more openings and awakenings. Then we have, what I say, the mind, the emotions, the physical body, the nervous system. We don't realize how fragmented our nervous system is. And I think this year, 2025, was the year of me really getting zapped heavily in the nervous system area between experiences I was having plus getting sick, really, really sick twice now. And it's just kind of, it's tempered. It's brought my nervous system back to a nice balance, a very calm balance. And then we have the energy body, which is about 5 feet out from us. And we have to understand also, whatever the thoughts, they're never a secret. Whatever thoughts and beliefs we have, subconscious and conscious, they are emanated in our field. Some people can see them. I can see it. I can see it in others. I can't always see it myself, but I'm pretty good at digging into what's going on, what's hidden. And if I don't catch it, here comes the cosmic mirror to really show. You still have this going on somewhere in your field. And ironically, as I was being reflected upon my stuff, I started to feel in my body, especially in my shoulders, a lot of pain, and my shoulders were like clicking and clacking and cracking. So my body was working on releasing that energy as well. So it's really important to allow what is happening right now and to see it as a gift. Doesn't feel like a gift. When we are at the completion, when we are at the end of some big cycles, Neptune, last time, will be in its ruled sign Pisces for the rest of our life. It will move back into Pisces in another 150 years or something like that. Now, Neptune does not move into Aries until January, but the completion of anything, especially, so we're talking 14 or 15 years of Neptune being in Pisces, something like that. Correct me if I'm wrong. That part of my brain isn't working all the way, but and that's the collective unconscious, as well as our own our hidden realms. It's also very spiritual, but it can be very confusing if you don't know what you're working with. Let's see what some of you guys are saying. Lisa, I have been working hard on my nervous system. Good. Okay, you guys are just talking about, all right. Going with the flow, it's a relief. Isn't it a relief? Why are we clinging on and being so tense? We don't even realize how tense we are half the time. And I have to practice what I preach too. There are days where I jump out of bed and go into like a mode that I shouldn't. I need to take the time and really get into coherence with my energy system, with my heart, with my mind, with what's going on in the energy, feel my body. I had this conversation with a friend the other day about how, the touch. I talk to other people about, love your body, talk to your body, and, pay attention to your feet. And then I realized I'm not even doing that. So I'm taking my own advice, and it's very helpful. Jess says, I'm just kind of sitting in between with everything. Likewise, Dustin. Yeah, it is sort of like, the power of the blue wrench. You guys. I love it. Just ready for a new year, for more people to start waking up. Oh, they are. Oh, trust me, they are. And nervous system for sure. Okay, you guys really are working hard as moderators there. Amy, I've been working to strengthen that electromagnetic field. Yeah, very important. I envision a stream of golden light at the top of my head, travels down through my chakras, grounding into the earth, and then cycling back up. Hello, Alaska Critter Cam. Okay. Yeah, so right now with Neptune freshly moving or stationed. So when a planet stations, it's kind of at a standstill. That energy is at a standstill. It hasn't really gotten the momentum to move forward yet. And that's an illusion too. It doesn't really move backwards or forward, but it's stationed right now. So we're in this energy of just you might feel tired or you might feel restless. You might be really confused as to like, I don't understand what's going on. You might be experiencing emotional sides of people that you've never seen from them before, because this is a big awakening for everybody. We're in a new frequency. We are definitely in a whole new frequency that this planet has not experienced in thousands of years, I believe. I could be wrong about that, but definitely not in our lifetime. So the sensitivity is extremely heightened. It's really difficult for those who really try to run and hide from their emotions, from their shadow, from their guilt and shame, they want to stay asleep, they want to stay unconscious. But trust me when I say, most people have been broken open to some degree at some point in their lifetime already. And so this next pass, this energy right now is really, it's working hard to help us free ourselves. We need to be free, meaning we need to be connected to love, to the heart, to authenticity, to I'm hearing a lot of words right now. Hold on, let me just slow down let's slow it down. I have a very this positivity that I carry, that I hold. I worked hard for it. It's not a fake it till you make it kind of thing. And we all are working to get there. It's when you're able to have experiences of love and of the truth and how much we've been lied to our entire lives, and you are not who you think you are, and everything, all the struggles, all the suffering, all the pain, it was a setup. It was a setup, so there's no sense in carrying the guilt and shame. We all signed up to have these experiences to break out. This is breaking free from being what we would perceive it to be a prison planet, and connect to home, connect to heaven, connect to the light. And the more inner work you do, the more you allow all the pain and the density to be released, you only have love and positivity. That's all there is. Just looking through the chat. Nice. Welcome. We have some new people in. So welcome, you guys. Anybody that is new, My name is Paige, and we're going to just tap in. And I've already called in the guides. I've called in a lot before I hit start here. I called in the angelic realms. I also invited Kuan Yin, who has been speaking to me a lot lately. Our galactic family of light. So we do have quite the resources with us, and we're just going to see what they want to say. Hello, everybody who's just come in. Welcome. So really, even though it may seem like a challenging time for some, we've all had to go through that rock bottom to get to a higher place, to get to the truth, the authentic version of ourselves, our soul self. Nobody gets to it without going through the depths of their pain and hitting complete and utter rock bottom. And then there's a climb, there's a spiral back up. And it's not as easy as like down and back up. It's this way and that way and all around, because we have different cycles that we're working with. We have multiple versions of us, 12 archetypes at least, maybe more, 12 basic archetypes I'm hearing. All the different parts, all of the different wounds, all the different traumas, all of the other lifetime experiences that we are still connected to. And we're not going to go too deep into that one because I don't want to cause any confusion, but there's a lot. So through all of the astrological cycles that we've been going through, there's an unlayering, there's a shedding. And this year, 2025, the year of the snake, the shedding of the skin in order to grow. That's what a snake does. It sheds its skin as it grows. Also, to remove parasites. There's parasitic energies that we've all carried with us in the form of negative thoughts, negative beliefs, fear. Fear's a big one. And it's all been implanted. It's all been placed on us. And it's not true. Whatever is causing fear is not true. It's not true at all. Unless you believe it to be true, then see, we have that magnetic, we are powerful co-creators. We've had the bumpers on, you know, like when you go bowling and there's bumpers on the side, we've been kind of playing like bumper bowling, and the bumpers aren't being taken off. We've practiced enough. What is it that you are creating is being shown to us through the hall of mirrors. Or what did I title this? Funhouse of mirrors, because that's what it just seems like. What did I say this morning, Dustin? Clowns to the left of me and jokers to the right. It's been an interesting ride for sure. Yeah, that parasitic energy is strong right now. And it's important to know that when we are faced with parasitic energy, there's something within us that is calling it in. And usually it's linked to a wound of the past or something that has diminished some of your power and your light and your heart. And we've all had this. We all have it. I literally spent a good chunk of this year clearing out parasitic energies from my life. What was I getting at? Oh yeah, I said we get partially awoken. We think we're fully awakened. No, if we were fully awakened, we would have so many abilities and so many otherworldly experiences, we wouldn't even be complaining about being on this planet right now at all. Not that we're complaining, but I mean, there's a lot of uncomfortable experiences that we have, especially being empaths or being energetically sensitive. And the sun is now going off again. I'm getting more notifications. The sun is like, let's give you more neutrinos, more light codes, more information. And this year has been testing for sure, because we have the opportunity to really complete some big stuff. And coming to the completion, think about graduation. Especially if you're going for your master's degree or something, all of the final exams, all of the hard work, all of the, sleepless nights before graduating. We're at that threshold, right? And I'm feeling like I've been feeling this way for a while, that one energy, year one, new beginnings, 0 point, ground zero. The one energy, I'm not saying next year is going to be a walk in the park for everybody. It is, everything is getting leveled right now, completely leveled to ground zero so that we can rebuild. So next year will be the beginning point of rebuilding. There's some confusion in the energetics right now because there are, and I'm not really feeling this, but I'm witnessing this in others. There's Mars, the Mars energy within us, the masculine energy within us it wants to go, it wants to create, it wants to do something because it's restless, but it's in a challenge, it's in a square with Saturn, and Saturn's saying, no, not right now. It's not time yet. And so if you're really trying to push something right now, you may be coming up across some extreme frustrations or maybe even more. But just know that. I'm not deterring anybody from doing something, because if it's already being presented to you, if it's already being gifted to you, most likely you've already did the prep work energetically way before. But if this is like a burst of energy that's just coming alive now, it's like, I gotta do this, it's the holiday. I see it all the time. It doesn't have to be anything big, but if you push and rush through anything right now, I don't know the transits with Uranus, but I know that there's a lot of things going on with Uranus, which gets people fired up and moving really quickly, can be really prone to accidents, and aggressive behavior. So just to be mindful of that stuff, right? I'm getting better at managing all the incoming energy. Good, says Lisa. You're supposed to graduate, you and I, next year. It's beating my ass. Wait, what did I miss? I missed a lot, I know. Alaska Critter Cam, I like to say that I never found the elevator to success and happiness, so I took the stairs. I like that. All right. Was there anything else we want to say? I know that there were so many messages that were coming in. So I was like, all right, let's go live. Let's do it. Dreams can be extra vivid right now. Our sleep. I know last night I was so tired, like at 8 o'clock at night, exhausted. And I did end up staying up to 10 because Dustin shared a Darius J. Wright video with me, and it just really caught my attention. And If you guys haven't heard of him, I highly suggest checking him out. Just completely validated a lot of things for me that I thought, I didn't think. But, you know, sometimes we're shown things in the other dimensions, realms, he calls them heavens. And it's almost like, all right, like, what are you trying to show me kind of thing? You know, it's like really hard to believe. But then when you hear the same things coming out of another person's experience, who has a lot of experience in out-of-body experiences, it was just very validating. So I thank you, Dustin, for sharing that with me. All right. Anyway, yeah, and then it was like 10 or 10:30 when I shut my TV off, and I was falling asleep, and all of a sudden this blast of energy came in, and I could not get comfortable. My legs were restless. My cat was getting pissed off at me because she wanted to just snuggle, and I just tossed and turned. I eventually fell asleep, but then I woke up a few times in the middle of the night, and that's not usual for me. I'm a pretty good sleeper. So there was definitely a wave of something that came through last night around that time. All right. What messages do you have for us? Animals may be acting a little different, especially if you're a cat owner. I've had some conversations with a few other cat owners, and they're very indicative of showing exactly what's going on in the energy. So this first message is for anybody who is struggling financially, or struggling with keeping a home, struggling in that department, or it's causing stress. Know this cycle's not completed yet. This too shall pass. You are provided with exactly what you need right now. Try not to stress. Try not to worry, because that is causing, it's just going to make this energetic upgrade that you're going through a lot more uncomfortable. Relax. So, okay, they're telling me not to talk about this yet. All right. Only because it may cause some confusion at the time. Right. All right. So this is that message. This is for a group that's having a hard time. It can be with family members, having a difficult time with your family members, like not jiving, not connecting, not being on the same page, or worse, or just really stressing out about money, or your home. Maybe things in your home are breaking. I know I've had reports of hot water heaters breaking and bathtubs breaking. Here's Neptune with water, right? And in Pisces. And that's a financial strain. The cycle's not over yet. This is actually, oh, interesting. Okay. This is actually the big wave. So I actually have had multiple back-to-back dreams of waves, and the waves, like tidal waves, the waves kept getting bigger and bigger and bigger. And this is indicative of the energy waves that are coming in. It's larger and larger and larger. And so this wave is one of the big ones, but hold your ground. You know how to ride these waves. You've already been through them before, and it is not going to be detrimental. Pay attention to the versions of you that come alive in panic or stress, how you react, what comes out, because this is what's energetically getting course corrected. But it's difficult to go through this course correction when you're holding on to things have to be this way, or, oh my God, I don't know what I'm going to do. That is a natural response, we know, yet it just doesn't make riding this wave very comfortable for you. Also, there's a feeling of being in this alone, in this situation alone, or not having the support, not having somebody else to like team up and be there with you. This is a karmic cycle that's coming to a completion. And as we know, whenever we are completing a karmic cycle, I'll show you the cards. Wheel of Fortune in reverse overall. Things get really, really difficult and challenging sometimes if we're not fully conscious of what we are clearing out, what passage of life is coming to a completion. So we have the Ten of Pentacles in reverse, the World in reverse, and the Three of Pentacles in reverse. Below the Wheel of Fortune, we do have the Hermit. So once this wave descends, it is important to take some time to go within, to reflect upon what transpired, what narratives came alive in your mind, what was going on in your nervous system, what was going on in your emotions, and there's your choice point. We're at a choice point also. Do I choose to continue to believe that this is all there is and this is how it's going to be for me for the rest of my life? Or do I choose to have trust that something is closing out, something is completing, and I am being tested big time? Okay? So that is the first message. We're going to just clear the board here, they're saying. Yes. Birds very strange. That's interesting, Lisa. Oops. Cat extra talkative and dog is extra clingy. Yeah. They sense this stuff a mile away. Well, more than days before even. I love the fact that we now say a guy talking to a bush is crazy, but when Moses does it, it's biblical. You know, we've been fed some pretty crazy stories in our lifetime about what crazy is, right? And that's flipping back around. What we thought was normal years ago is now revealing the truth to us. We'll just use Hollywood as an example. And that's pretty out there. Those who have been put on a pedestal to be an influencer, to the young generations or to everybody in some way, shape, or form. And look at them now. The truth about how a lot of actors and actresses that start off as children and what they're put through, and they're not given the choice, they all seem to go down the same self-destructive path. And there's a lot of truth being revealed in that arena alone. And that's just one little example of what we once thought was normal. And now, yeah, talking to a bush is a way more normal than what's being exposed now. What the truth really is revealing itself to everybody now is way far out there. Okay. So next message. Are we doing this? Okay. I feel as though these are groups. So if you're not resonating with the first group, you may resonate with the second group. Because of the spectrum of experiences and energy that we're in right now, the collective is split. It's a lot of split energy. How it appears to be split, though, is not the truth. There are a lot of people that are still hiding what they're really going through, but they are going through an awakening. And I feel as though this energy this week into next week, into the next couple of weeks, is just really putting on the waves of energy, are stripping away all of the false masks and shields and armor and veneers and layers, and to reveal the true authentic being, which feels so much better than trying to pretend to be somebody that you're not. The problem is that a lot of people identify with the character that they're playing for such a long time because it's their protector that they actually lose. I mean, I went through this, so I know exactly what I'm talking about. They lose sight of who they really are, to the point where they become more comfortable in the identity or character they're playing until you're not, until life brings you to a point where you are not comfortable at all playing that role and being that character any longer. And that's when the costume starts coming off, if that makes sense. To me, the split is more like polarizing, like a magnet. Yes. Yeah. All right. So this is happening fast. There's a quickening that's going on right now. Probably a lot faster than many of us experienced in the beginning of our awakening. I don't think it's not like a one and done, because even many of us, like I said, we get partially awakened, but we have so many layers to us. And once you understand the game, once you understand how life is, like I said, we advertise all of our shadow, all of our shit, all of the stuff that we want to keep hidden. It's advertised in our energy field. So the universe reads that and brings more of that to us. These are things we've hidden from ourselves. So you got to be really honest with yourself in this energy. If somebody really pisses you off or does something like nasty, don't just project onto them. Don't take it either. Stand up for yourself, but then bring it back in. Like, whoa, what's the universe showing me right now? What's being stripped away from me? What wound, what pain, what story, what narrative? For me, this week so far, the week's not over yet, was a part of me still has this need to be perfect, whatever that it is, like has to have the presentation perfect, the words perfect, like, and that's so not the point of what I do here, because I got to get out of the way to do my job. And even that, me thinking I thought I was so much further along than I am because I'm getting tested and triggered so many times, but that's actually what the mirror was showing me, like, drop it, Paige, knock it off. You are not doing yourself or anybody else any favors by holding on to this energy. So that was one. Insecurity, all of those things. And it all trickles back down to childhood wounds. It always does, forever, always and forever. Lisa, someone thought I was reading their mind. I told them I'm picking up info from their energy field. Yep. And, we're doing that more and more without even recognizing it. Sometimes it's really, really cool, actually, how it happens. But we're all channels. We're all telepathic. We all have the same abilities. Things are coming online pretty quickly, and we're all put into different people's life experiences to help each other remember who we are, remember why we came here, remember what game we're actually playing here. We're not here to consume and it's great to enjoy life. I'm not saying don't enjoy your life, but it's not all that enjoyable, really, until you get to a higher place, until you can get to such a place in your heart where you really don't need anything materialistic or any of that stuff to satisfy, to feel good, to get yourself into a state of happiness, peace of mind, bliss. So this is the second group or wave. And this energy is coming through really heavy right now, so I tend to keep my eyes closed. I receive the messages, or I deliver the messages a lot better that way. So I apologize if I'm not looking at the chat. Second group. And you could have a little bit of a piece of you in each and every group also. Okay. A little piece of resonance. All right. All right. This next message for this group is for those of you who are in a preparation phase of life right now, preparing for something new, envisioning all of the infinite possibilities that could come your way, and recognizing, yes, I do have that power if I really hone in on what it is that I desire to experience here on Earth at this time, or for this next cycle. I can call that in and have that experience. Yes, I'm aware that there are many layers and many parts of me that are being stripped away, being healed, being cleared, maturing, leveling up, so that I'm not as reactive and act on or have knee-jerk reactions to certain trigger points. This also has to do with expressing how you feel, it seems as though, oh, okay. It seems as though this group that I'm reading for has a lot of love and wants to share the message of love, the message of empathy and compassion. Not just put it out there energetically, but to be a source of light in someone's life. We've had to become that source of light within our own life first. So those are the things that are being worked upon right now, fully, so that when we are that beacon of light wholeheartedly, coherence, heart and mind coherence, we are not giving of our own personal energy. We are sharing the energy that is conducted through us, through our source, through the light, through the heart. There's an emotional sense of it's not happening yet. What's wrong with me? Why is it not happening yet? And that has diminished your inspiring action, communication. Yeah. Just, it's that energy of making excuses. I'm tired. What's the point? Nobody's going to listen anyway. Blah, 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 yada, yada, yada. You could even use astrology as an example of this isn't the time yet. We're in an incubation period. Sure. But it still doesn't hurt to have that vision. We are in preparation. Could also be waiting for communication from another. This has been a very popular experience for many people. Feeling either the people that you were sharing heart-to-heart conversations with, or expressing emotions, or even giving emotional support, are not getting back to you. They're not responsive. Let it be. Let it be. They are going through their own process, and you are not needed to be involved at this time. But if you're taking it personally, that is triggering an internal wound within you that you may want to take a look at and allow that to be released. Okay. So that's the second message for the second group. Oh, Dustin, maybe that's why I was guided to keep my eyes closed. Because I'm not feeling it. Thank you, moderators. We want to keep the chat nice and clean. But certainly, if you feel like you need to express something, you want to express something, you want to share something in this group, this is a wonderful, beautiful, safe community to do so. And I do welcome you all to share, to maybe unpack or unload some things that have been weighing heavy in your heart or within you, or that you're going through and you don't have anybody else to talk to because you haven't found somebody who could meet you or get you. I actually had this experience the other day. There was a small version of myself that never reached out to for support to anybody, because when I did in the past, and including in my childhood, I was never met or seen. It was either met with like, oh, I have that problem too. Like it always took it back to that person. And so I found myself with the same pattern in older years because I stopped reaching out to people. I'm not in that state anymore, but I had that weird energy come back around yesterday. But I listen to my intuition now, and I just heard call so-and-so, and I did, and I met up with a friend. And I did know that this person was going to be able to meet me and get me where I was at, what I was talking about. But it can feel very isolating and alone when you have something that is just sitting really heavily inside and you don't feel like you have anybody in your life that will get you or understand, or maybe even worse, think you're crazy or you're over exaggerating or all of that stuff. That's trauma, childhood trauma. Tell a child to just get over it. I mean, that's, if you grew up in my generation, that's pretty much what you got when you were upset. Get over it. Did I miss anything? All right, I'm going to keep going. All right, we're going to go into the third group message now. Let's just clear out some energy here. Yeah, on top of the Neptune stationing, that can really bring out a lot of, what did I say, unusual energy. It's just like a lot of things in people. So I'm not surprised that there's been a lot of attempts to distract and infiltrate the chat today. So thank you guys so much. That's right, Dustin. Oh my. Yeah. It's a wild, wild world we live in. It's also very beautiful. Yeah, you guys are working overtime tonight, I know. That's right. We have the light, and this one is pretty lit up. All right. I feel like there's one more group and then a collective message I'm hearing also. Whew, they're coming through strong. All right. I did have a lot of I call them the blinkies. I know that they're orbs, or however my eyeballs perceive them, but they're like little blinky lights that come around. I had just caught one earlier, and they're either blue or white. And last night when I was listening to Darius J. Wright, and he had just gotten to this part about talking about the angelic realms or heavens or whatever it was that he was talking about, they were all over my bedroom, and my cat was even looking at them. And I was like, woo, we've got a lot of angels in here. And my grandson calls this the angel house. So there's been a lot of things that have been going on with him and I, which is beautiful. We have this connection in such a beautiful, deep way. I just have to stop for a minute. I love that you can see how beat up this deck is. This is my original tarot deck from 7 years ago. And I've been pulling cards from this all week and receiving such big messages. And I have so many decks. And this is the deck that we want to use, that they want to use. And the reason why, and this is a message for anybody that needs to hear it, we're going back to where we started. Remember where you started on your journey. In a state of bliss, heart chakra opening. What inspired you? Right? Where did you start? I started with this deck. I started with crystals. I started, like, I'm a Scorpio, so we kind of get obsessive, but obsessed upon understanding the energy body and the meridians and the channels and the chakras, and then it just opened up from there. Psychological patterns and like all of that, the mind. So I needed to understand it all. Coming from somebody who suffered from chronic pain nonstop for years, 15 years of my life to be exact, to being blasted open, pain-free within an instant. That's not a miracle. These things happen. And it's happening to other people now. Okay, the message, let's get back to the message. We're going back to where we started. What were you inspired by? What ideas did you have? What lit you up? We've been on a wild ride since then. Up and down and all around. I love the energy in this message. Okay. So as we are working through completing a karmic cycle, the world, as we are integrating, remembering where we started, the world was in reverse, but they're saying only because this isn't complete yet, we still have the integration and embodiment phase. It's one thing to know. It's one thing to act on what you know and what you feel. But that energy can fizzle out if you're not working to embody that version of yourself day in and day out. And that's hard for humans to do in this realm. But we're doing it. Because we don't want to keep on eating our tail. We don't want to keep repeating patterns and cycles over and over and over again. So, new ideas, or back to the beginning, what inspired you, take it as it resonates. Embody that. What speaks to you? What's calling to you? It usually does not make rational, logical sense, but it definitely fires you up, lights you up. You know, it's effortless. It's a part of you. Our mission here is what is already a part of us. Once we have that embodied, we can then put ourselves out into the world to help balance, to give to those less fortunate, to give to those in need of support, to give to those in need of help, of resources, of love, generosity. So don't give up. But don't, if you find yourself at a place of, I still don't know why I'm here, what I'm doing, this message is for you. Or if you're revving and trying to go too fast, too soon, this message is for you. This is your opportunity. This is your time to put into practice embodiment, meaning you live, breathe, eat, sleep this version of you, this higher self version of you. And keep that vision alive. Walk the talk, I'm hearing. Because you're needed. And you know it. A lot of us with abilities and with deep empathy, empath sensitivities, we see all the needs that are what needs are out there. I can't speak. And we really try to be all of that. But if you find yourself either depleted of your own energy or stopped in some way, blocked, not received, this is the message to pull the energy back within and embody love, embody this version of you. You were born with this. This isn't something that you need to learn. This isn't something that you need to have a crash master course on. This is already you. Embody it. Hold that vision. Look over the horizon because you're being prepared. You're needed and you know it. And your time is coming. Your time is coming. So that's that message. Ooh. Yes, everybody please check out Darius J. Wright on YouTube. He's a pretty awesome soul with tremendous abilities who I could see right off the bat. He was already born into this, like, at a young age, being prepped and prepared. And when we're born into a family that supports that, that is the universe already cradling that energy and molding and shifting it and shaping it into what it is becoming. Not all of us have that pleasure. We have a lot of family patterns and karma to weed through and navigate through and release, heal what our parents couldn't heal and our grandparents couldn't heal for generations behind and for the generations to come. So there is no higher or lower, right or wrong. We all have our own journey and our own what we designed for ourselves. But this energy is, we are just about there. Many of us, well, all of us, regardless, all three groups are breaking through into a whole new paradigm, a whole new experience and version of self. Dustin, I continue to receive the message that heaven is so proud of us all. Oh, yes. That's you, Lisa, Jess, Amy, Page, and many more. We are doing great and are not alone and are so supported and loved. We are so supported and loved. I cannot tell, like, I'm already feeling that. Whew, there's so much love and support. So don't be hard on yourself. Go easy on yourself. Slow it down. There's no race. What's that song? We're all headed to the same place. Ain't nobody winning. We're only here for a minute. So everybody slow down. Slow down. Slow down so that you can receive yourself. So that you can really get into coherence with your energy field, which is getting a big boost, we're like a remodel, revamped. Our energy system's getting revamped. So some days you may feel great, a lot of energy, and then the next day you're like exhausted. This is why. You don't need to pick it apart. You don't need to pick yourself apart. I had this conversation with my mom last night because I had shared something with her, and she said, I'm sitting with that right now. Seeing that part of me that thought I should be further ahead than I am now. And that was also a message for me too, right? And I was like, yeah, well, we need to be easy on ourselves. We need to go easy on ourselves. Okay. 3 different decks are calling to me. That's interesting because we have 3 groups. I guess, okay. If you guys have the time, this is how we're doing it. So if you resonated with group 1, well, these are for all of us as well. They're saying these are for all of us. But they did call in these 3 specific decks, so and this, I just heard a very strange noise coming from back in my bedroom. We've got a lot of company here right now. All right. First message. Came out pretty quickly. First message, they're saying. There's 3 messages here. No groups. Okay. Roots of abundance. All right. This card signals you to pay attention to how you are anchored in the story of your life. Trust that you will be taken care of. The world is full of limitless potential and will nourish you according to your beliefs, regardless of temporary outer conditions. You are not a victim of life. Life happens for you, not to you, even if you sometimes slip into that way of thinking. If you are grounded and internally steadfast, nothing can uproot you, and you have the ability to manifest your intentions with ease. The message here is simple. Your life is safe and secure, and your intentions are coming to fruition. All your hopes and dreams are firmly grounded and taking root so that you can reach for the stars in your life and expand your dreams further than you can imagine. Everything in the material world is a reflection of your interior world. You are unstoppable and unshakable because you believe that you are abundant. Know that you can easily move from merely surviving to thriving when you pay attention to staying grounded. If you find yourself in ungrounded thinking, now is the time for radical trust. Growth never follows a straight line. You will manifest what you need when you need it. A tall, healthy tree doesn't need to hold on to the ground for dear life. It knows it will not fly away with the wind because its roots are planted deep in the earth. Yep. I had a funny conversation with somebody the other day in Moon Circle because I was telling her that there really isn't anything to fear except our own fear because we can create these fearful experiences from our beliefs and our thoughts and the energy emitting into our field. And she's like, yeah, I'm afraid of my own fear. And I just laugh because there are times when I'm not so sure about myself and I'm afraid of myself because of the crazy energies that keep coming. I'm like, what is happening? But then I had to realize it's not all reflecting me. Sometimes it is, I'm supposed to be a part of somebody else's experience as well. But if I'm having a reaction, for sure, there's something in it for me. All right. We had an experience last Friday night. My grandson, my 4-year-old grandson, we were at a parade in a very large college town that thousands, this is a giant parade, Christmas parade. Children and people everywhere. The parade was about to start. And my son took him for a little walk across the street before the parade started, and he ran off. And he lost him. I never saw the look of terror and fear in my son's eyes like this before. And so everybody jumped up and were running up and down, talking to the police, yelling for Clay. And because my son was like, he went this way. And I ran that way for a minute, and I was like, I heard stop and turn around. He's not that way. He's this way. So I started walking back in the other direction, which he was in the direction I was walking towards. And some energy just captivated me. It took me into this space where I was very calm. It was like time stood still. There were people and noises and lights and everything all around me, and I didn't even notice. It was like I was in a bubble. And I just kind of knew he was going to be found. Then my son runs by me again. He's like, can you go back to the table because in case he goes back there? And so I'm like, yeah. Sat down. I'm still in this nebulous energy of everything's going to be okay. And he was found, obviously. A woman had found him. And when he came back, he came right to me and sat on my lap, and he had the same look in his eyes. He wasn't afraid. He was in this bubble world like I was. And then he turns to me and he looks and he says it in this voice. He has all these different voices. My grandson is a channeler too. He brings in other beings and people from the other side all the time. And he said, my daughter found me. And so I'm like, okay. And he was very serious. So the next day I asked him who his daughter was, and he said Chloe, which is his sister. I don't know. I'm kind of feeling like his sister was his daughter in another lifetime. There was definitely something going on in the heavens at that time because I wasn't panicking. He wasn't panicking. The only person really panicking was my son. And he lost his voice, my son, because he was so, the energy that struck him, that terror, that panic, which, hindsight, driving home, I had a little flash of like, oh my God, that was terrifying. But while I was in it, I was not afraid at all. Very interesting. All right, here's the second message here. There were definitely some angels watching over us that night, for sure. I mean, they always are. With eagle medicine. Spirit of Earth wanted to pop out too, so we're going to peek at that. These are shorter messages. And this is from the Native Spirit Oracle. And they're showing me the Knight of Cups card again, so this may really resonate for group 2. Profound connections to the Creator and heavenly realms. As the eagle soars high above earth, it has the ability to see things from a higher perspective. Courage and stamina are filling your life. You have the ferocity to right injustice and wrongs done to you or others. This is the time to face fear and overcome it. Your native spirit wants you to know, if the eagle medicine card has chosen you, you're at the advent of the opportunity to truly see life from a rarefied vantage point. Eagles are considered one of the most sacred of all birds in many tribes and cultures. Their single-minded fierceness, dynamic energy, and ability to soar high are part of the reason for this. This card reminds you to take heart and face fear. You do indeed have the strength to overcome any adversity. You also have a direct line to the Creator. Your prayers are heard and will be answered in accordance with your highest good. You have the capacity to channel extraordinary life force energy through your hands. And the Spirit of Earth card wants to say, prosperity is blossoming in all areas of your life. You are strong and grounded. Who you are is enough, just as you are. Connect more fully with nature. The Spirit of Earth asks that you tend to your health. Detoxify your body. Understand how to use your body's physiology. Pay attention to how your body feels and respond accordingly. Create a home for your soul. Have objects in your home that feel good to you every time you see them. Be present. Cherish the here and now. Your native spirit wants you to know. The Spirit of Earth represents your physical self and your physical surroundings. It's okay to make plans for the future, but make sure that you also embrace and appreciate the present. You're deeply and profoundly loved and supported at all times, no matter what's occurring in your life. Trust that all your needs are being met. Take time to create spaces in your home where you feel absolutely at peace, and in doing so, you create a template for peace in all areas of your life. Feel the solidity and power of the earth beneath you. This is in your core, just as grass pushes up out of moist ground. Know that fresh new shoots of growth are similarly taking place within you now. You are grounded, prosperous, and strong. And something really stood out to me with this, because there's a lot of change going on right now within all of us and within the entire collective. We want to embody the knowing that we are loved and supported at all times. There is nothing to fear. It is important that we put in some kind of practice. Practice, okay, they're saying not necessarily the practice, embodiment practice personally, but to have space, have a space where you can call in home within yourself. This rock was gifted to me, and people give me rocks all the time, but this rock came from Montauk. It was a special rock to a friend of mine who had visited there, and there's a lot of native spirit in this rock. I have symbolic artifacts all around my house that remind me in tough times where I am, who I am, and why I'm really here, and what can bring me back to that place. So it is important to really tap in and connect to that. What feels good? What feels at home for you in a space and time where we feel like we have been so far removed from home? But again, home comes from the heart. We can call in home through the channel of love, through that space in the heart. That's where home truly is. We can bring home here to earth in these bodies while we're still here. And I'm hearing that's it. There's no more messages. So we did have three. We did have three. But I found those to be very supportive and helpful and pretty spot on. And I don't say so myself. It's easy to get jaded on the journey from time to time, where we receive messages and we see the synchronicities and the signs and everything, yet nothing seems to really be shifting or changing because we haven't shifted or changed yet within ourselves, within our energy field. So I've even found myself over the years from time to time, I'll see the messages of the synchronicities that once upon a time used to light me up. So exciting. They're talking to me. How they're saying, how times have changed. I still get excited. I really do. And they're saying, bring that back. Go back to where you started. If you remember the beginning of your awakening journey, where you were remembering so much more, and that this facade that we've been sold as reality isn't really the reality. It's all a lie. And we are here to create the truth. Basically, be true to yourself, be authentic to yourself, and you're going to create truth outwardly. And that is the truth, for sure. Yes, nothing can stop Jesus from patiently hearing you at any time. You can ask God to open your heart and fill you with the Holy Spirit. That's right. That is right. Yes. Thank you, Lisa. Have a good night. It is getting late. Oh, it's 93 minutes already. Well, do you guys have anything else you want to share before we end tonight's session? I'll just give it a second or a few seconds because there's always a delay on my end. No? Well, then I'm going to just thank you all for being in this space and joining in here, combining our energies and connecting with each other. I feel like we're all holding hands, like skipping down the road or skipping down the lane right now together. And it's a beautiful feeling. So thank you for being here and a part of all of this. And I hope that everybody has a wonderful day or night wherever you are in the world, and that you bring peace and love and comfort into your heart and just let that emanate. Remember, the cosmic mirror is a little wacky and crazy right now, but instead of like being alarmed by it, be excited. Like, oh, the universe is actually helping me take off this old skin. Thank you. Thank you for the gift of reflection. Yeah. Oh, thank you all. Hi, Maureen. That's right. Have a wonderful night, everybody. I love you all so much. Sending you all so much love. Until next time. Good night.